Have you ever been in a meeting sharing an idea that you thought was brilliant and all you got back were blank stares? Or maybe you were opening up to friends, saying something that really mattered to you, and they just nodded politely, or worse yet, kept scrolling on their phones. Sound familiar? Well, here's the truth. You can have the best ideas, a passionate heart, or the smartest solutions, but if your idea doesn't connect, none of it matters. The problem isn't always what you say, it's how you say it. What if there were a method, a kind of secret code, that could transform the way people listen to you? Something that doesn't require you to change who you are, but unlocks the power already in your voice? Well, there is. It's called the Hail method. And once you understand it, you won't just speak. You'll truly move people. Stick with me. In the next few minutes, we're going to break it down step by step. And who knows, the next time you speak, people might actually lean in and say, "Whoa, I needed to hear that." So why is it that countless people talk, but so few are actually heard? Let's be real. Most of us were never taught how to speak in a way that truly connects with others. In school, we learned grammar, vocabulary, maybe how to write a decent essay. But learning how to speak so people really listen, that part was skipped. So what do most people end up doing? They copy others. They speak in cliches. They either say too much or not enough. Or worse, they try so hard to sound smart, they forget to sound human. At some point, we've all done these things, trying to impress but failing to truly connect. It's not your fault though. It's simply a missing skill. But it is a skill. And like any other skill, it can be learned. And guess what? It all begins with just 4 simple principles. The Hail method. Nope, it's not the stuff that falls from the sky. This Hail is a communication method used by some of the most effective speakers, teachers, leaders, and even people who don't consider themselves talkers. Hail stands for honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. Let's break it down. Honesty means speaking the truth, clearly and directly. It's about being transparent without exaggeration or pretense. Authenticity is about being genuine. You're not trying to perform or impress. You're simply showing up as yourself. Integrity means aligning your words with your actions. If you say something, you follow through. Love is about communicating with kindness and goodwill. It's not about ego or blame. It's about connection and care. It might sound simple, but when was the last time you truly experienced all 4 of these in a single conversation? Here's a quick test. Ever met someone who says, "Trust me," but never keeps their word? That's a lack of integrity. Or someone who's nice, but clearly fake? That's a sign of missing authenticity. Or someone who is bluntly honest, but with zero empathy? That's truth without love, which often leads to conflict instead of connection. When you use all 4 elements in your communication, truth, realness, trust, and care, your words land differently. People feel safer around you. They listen more closely, and they remember what you say. That's the true power of Hail. So next, let's begin with the first one, honesty. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Just tell the truth. But here's a quick question. Have you ever received honest feedback that left you feeling discouraged for the rest of the day? Like, no offense, but, spoiler, offense is definitely on the way. Or, your idea is dumb and confusing. Are those statements honest? Maybe. Are they helpful? Absolutely not. Real honesty, the kind that builds trust and genuine connection, is about being clear, not cruel. Let's look at an example. You're in a meeting and your boss suggests an idea that doesn't make much sense. Instead of speaking up, you smile and nod. Why? Because being honest in that moment feels risky. But here's the twist. When you speak the truth, not harshly, but with care, people actually trust you more. You become someone others can rely on. Try something like, "Hey, I see where you're coming from, but I have a slightly different perspective." That's honest, that's respectful, and it opens up a conversation. When your words match what you truly think and feel, people can sense it. It draws them in. It creates trust. And in a world full of filters, facades, and forced politeness, that kind of honesty, it stands out. So no, you don't need to be brutally honest. You need to be brilliantly honest, with clarity, warmth, and maybe even a touch of humor. Now, let's talk about the A inhale, authenticity. It simply means be yourself. Not the perfect version of you. Not the version that's trying to sound smart or impressive. Just the real you. Because here's the truth. People can feel when someone's being fake. It's like talking to a customer service robot with too much enthusiasm. You felt it before, right? Talking to someone who's clearly putting on a professional voice. Every sentence sounds like a rehearsed speech. No emotion, no personality, just words. Let's say you're meeting someone new. You're nervous, so you try to sound impressive. Hi, I specialize in cross-functional strategic implementation. And instantly the conversation feels weird. Now, try this instead. Hi, I help teams work better together. It's not always easy, but I enjoy it. That version, it's clearer, it's more human, and it sounds like you. That is authenticity. Next, integrity. When your words and actions finally shake hands. If honesty is about saying what's true, integrity is about living it. It means your words and actions match. You do what you say. Sounds simple, but in real life, it's rare. Think about it. You've probably met someone who says, "I'll send it by Friday," and you never hear from them again. Or someone who promises, "You can trust me," and 5 minutes later, they're doing the exact opposite. That's the thing. Trust isn't built by big promises. It's built by small follow-throughs. If you never follow through, your words slowly lose value. Now flip it. Imagine if you said, "Let me get back to you after lunch," and you actually do. Not only do you build trust, your words also start to mean something. Your voice carries more weight without getting louder. So if you want to be heard, start by making your words count. And that happens when people know if they say it, they mean it. Finally, the L inhale, love. But wait, not romantic love. We're not learning how to flirt here. Maybe in the next video. This kind of love means you genuinely care about the person you're speaking to. You want them to understand, not just agree. You're speaking with goodwill, not ego. Here's why it matters. You can have all the honesty, authenticity, and integrity in the world. But if people feel judged, attacked, or talked down to, they tune out. Imagine this. 2 people give you feedback. One says, "This isn't good. I don't get what you were thinking." The other says, "Hey, I know you put effort into this. Want to walk through it together and see where we can improve?" Which one do you actually listen to? Same message. One is loaded with ego. The other with love. Speaking with love doesn't mean being soft. It means choosing your words like they matter, because they do. So here's the result. When people feel respected, they're more likely to receive your message, even the tough ones. So, we've talked about what to say. Honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. Even if your message is meaningful, it might still fall flat if your voice doesn't support it. Because how you say something is just as important as what you say. Your voice is more than sound. It's your personal toolbox. And most of us have never learned how to use it. Let's take a peek inside. Register. This is where your voice lives. Speaking from the chest feels grounded and confident. From the nose, not so much. If you've ever tried giving a serious speech in cartoon voice, yeah, not great. Timbre. That's the texture of your voice. Is it warm and calm, or sharp and tense? A voice that sounds relaxed makes people more willing to listen. And yes, it's trainable. Prosody. This is your vocal melody. The rise, fall, and rhythm in your speech. No prosody equals boring. Ever met someone who talks in a monotone, flat line? Mixing it up equals people stay with you. Pace and pause. Speed creates excitement. Slowing down adds weight. Volume and pitch. Louder grabs attention. Softer creates intimacy. and pitch changes add emotion and meaning. And remember, shouting doesn't make people listen, it just makes them leave. In short, the way you say something can make the difference between being heard and being ignored. Knowledge means nothing if you don't use it. So, how do you actually make hail a part of your daily life? Start with small moments. The next time you speak, pause for a beat. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to say honest? Is it really me? Am I saying it with care? That tiny pause can change the tone of everything. Try this 4-day hail challenge. Day 1, practice honesty. Say what you mean with kindness. Day 2, show authenticity. Drop the mask. Be you. Day 3, honor integrity. Follow through on even the little things. Day 4, lead with love. Speak to connect, not to compete. Drop a fire in the comments if you're taking the hail challenge, and tag someone who should too. But there's a bonus tip. Put a sticky note on your laptop or mirror that says, "Speak with hail today." Simple, but powerful. You have a voice, so use it to genuinely connect with others, not just to impress them. Use it to inspire, not just to deliver information. Let every conversation, whether it's a meeting, a message, a comment, or a phone call, become something that truly matters. That is the power of hail, a method that anyone can practice anytime and anywhere. So here's an invitation for you. Don't stop at simply learning about hail. Choose to live it, to apply it, starting today. Begin with what's closest to you, at work, with your family, or in your online interactions. Start small, but start. Because once you speak with clarity and sincerity, the world will begin to listen to the best and most authentic version of you. And if this message resonated with you, give the video a like, drop a comment, and share your thoughts. And don't forget to share it with someone who needs to hear it.